If I could just not choke on my spit for 5 fucking minutes, it's time for the big reveal of the secret movie series at Cinemark. My guess was Mickey 17, because that's the only rated R movie coming out this week. But I was wrong! It was not Mickey 17. Which is good, because I thought that was way too obvious. Instead, the big reveal is NOVOCAINE! Which I can only describe as like Crank, but I only saw Crank once like 10 years ago. But instead of Jason Statham, it's Andy from The 40-Year-Old Virgin. So just keep that in mind. Also, it is way gory. Which, like, no shit, but I'm talking a couple of things were like Saw level, maybe Hostel level, but without all the scariness. Anyways, welcome back, and once again, thank you for trusting me with your full spoiler movie reviews. That thing I do where I watch movies and then I tell you all about them. And today, it just happens to be I watch a movie early and then tell you all about them. As always, I am unpaid and unsponsored, and spoilers. Spoilers, all the spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, you can go ahead and scroll. I won't be offended. Spoilers. Okay, here we go. This is NOVOCAINE, starring Jack Quaid, who I've come to discover, if you look at him one way, he looks a smidge like, I think it's Rainn Wilson. Like, just a smidge. Like, you can kind of see it, but not really. Or somebody else he looked like, too, but I can't remember. That'll come back to me. Anyway, so what's this about? Nathan Cain is an assistant bank manager. He is 30 years old. He has a congenital nervous system thing that he can't feel pain. He can kind of like feel pressure on certain things, but like he even has to set like a watch to remind him to go to the bathroom because he can't feel anything. And like he won't even eat solid food because he's afraid that if he goes to bite too hard, he'll like bite his tongue off. And his only friend is on like their version of World of Warcraft. Well, today's the day. Well, he has a big crush on this pretty lady who also works at the bank, although we did not bring up the fact that she would be his subordinate. But whatever. So like after a tiny accident involving some coffee pouring on his hand, she buys him lunch, gets him to try pie because he doesn't eat solid food. Then they go to an art show where fucking Chapel Roan is playing it over the loudspeaker at the art show. So I think this would be her first time being played on a feature film, and it was casual. But moving on, he ran into some guy from middle school who calls him NOVOCAINE because he got bullied a lot because obviously he can't feel anything, and all the really mean bullies took advantage of that. Well, after that, they go back to his place, and she finds out that he is completely tatted up, like tatted, and he does his own tattoos because he has a lot of downtime by himself, and obviously he can't feel pain, so he started doing his own tattoos. Well, it cuts to the next day with the assumption that they did the wienering because she left him a little note by his bed. And he gets to work, and they're being all flirty and shit. And the 3 Santa Clauses come in the bank and rob the place. And they shoot the bank manager. And then they take the girl hostage. And he steals a cop car and a gun to go chase after them. Well, 2 Santas are in one car with the hostage lady. And then the 3rd Santa is in a separate car that has all the money in it. And he ends up in a tussle with the singular Santa. And they're fighting, like in the commercial, in the kitchen. And he dies. Well, Nathan takes a picture of the tattoo on the guy's arm and sends it to his online best friend guy named Roscoe. And Roscoe has to call around all the tattoo shops in San Diego to find him. And then they do. And then he goes to the tattoo shop. And it turns out the tattoo guy is very enthusiastic about the Third Reich. And they get into a tussle. And then, like, he pushes his fist down into broken glass. And then pulls him up and hits the tattoo guy. So it's kind of like Wolverine's claws, except not claws. They're just shards of glass. He's like punching him in the eyes. And then he goes down. And instead of killing the tattoo guy, he takes the fucking tattoo gun and starts going over the very unfortunate symbol on his neck. And he gets all the info about the guy. Meanwhile, the cops are trying to chase him down because they think he is part of it. But surprise! NOVOCAINE is in fact not part of the robbery, but the hostage lady sure is. She's the sister of one of the Santa Clauses. And the idea was that they were going to rob a bunch of money and then get on a boat and go to Mexico. Well, NOVOCAINE got the information he wanted from the tattoo guy. And he used that information to call another bank to get more information, like an address. So he goes to the dead Santa Claus's home that's been completely booby-trapped, and he's dealing with all that, and he gets stuck in like a one of the traps. So he has to call Roscoe, and Roscoe has to come save him. And the second Santa Claus shows up, who happens to be brothers with the dead Santa Claus. and they kill him. And then Roscoe's got to explain to the police. Novocaine's going into the hideout. And then they fight, and the police shoot Santa Claus number 3. But surprise, it didn't kill him. And by this point, Novocaine is taking a fucking beating. He's all like passed out. Not that he can feel it, but he is passed out, and they've got him on the back of an ambulance. But Santa Claus number 3, that's been fucking shot, apparently was not dead, even though it went through his fucking torso, and he's just walking around like nothing ever fucking happened. He steals the ambulance and fucking rolls it. So then he's driving the ambulance, and Novocaine done broke his own hand to get it out of the handcuffs on the gurney. He grabbed the Shocky Boy and put one on himself and one on Santa Claus number 3 so that they can complete a circuit with the Shocky Boy, because he could only get one arm through. So he put the Shocky Boy on Santa Claus number 3's head, thinking that would kill him. But surprise, that also did not kill him. And then the truck rolled, and that didn't kill him either. But then they get into another tussle. Novocaine stabs him, and then he dies. Novocaine is in a medically induced coma for like 11 days or some shit. Also, he has like 5 months of fucking house arrest, apparently. And old girl went to jail, but they're still together. I don't know why. Then, now did I like it? It's weird to call this cute, but I'm gonna call it cute because Novocaine is really sweet. He's just a sweet little banker guy. He's very polite. He is polite through this whole thing. Attempted murder does not mean you have to set aside your manners. But also, we never got to see, like, his entire tattooed body, okay? Because I wanted to see all of it. But we didn't get to. And like I said before, it kind of reminds me of Crank. I don't remember too much of Crank other than the fact that he had to run, like, adrenaline. Otherwise, he would die. But I can't remember what, like, the actual storyline was to it. But it was very action-packed. Like I said, picture that, but with Andy from the 40-Year-Old Virgin, because he's kind of quirky, has a lot of hobbies, that kind of thing. And the third act was entirely too fucking long. Like, every time I thought it was done, it just kept going. Much like this video. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10, because it was okay. I don't know if I would watch it again. Take your dad. Take your dad to see this. Okay, bye.